So the current AI learns basically by being given a lot of examples of the sort of input that we expect it to receive, and typically the output that we want it to give as well. So, you know, the famous example that Google did years ago that really kicked off the AI revolution was looking for videos of cats on YouTube. So you show it what a cat looks like and you tell it this is a cat. And you do that for basically as many cat videos as you can find. And what happens is, in this artificial neural network that is trained using a mathematical algorithm, you tweak the connections. Each image that you show, you tweak the connections in the network between neurons so that it's more likely to say that's a cat when it sees it a cat. And that's the basic idea. It's really, in the end, it's really fairly simple. The other algorithms that are then layered over the top of this are algorithms like reinforcement learning, which is a more recent invention. Well, it's been around for a long time, but applied and in a useful manner to current AI is fairly recent. So that's what's allowed things like AlphaGo to defeat Lee Sedol in the game of Go, which is a quite incredible feat, let's face it. That was something that we thought, prior to that, was maybe decades away, a computer being able to do that. Reinforcement learning works basically by you give the AI an opportunity to make a choice as to what move it makes, say, in a game. And if it turns out to be a good choice, then you reinforce those connections in the network that led to that choice being made. In other words, you make them stronger. If it turns out to be a bad choice, then you weaken those connections. And again, you just do this for many, many trials, lots of training data. That's really the key for current AI, is a lot of training data. And in the end, you get a system that hopefully does what you want it to do. So very early versions of AlphaGo were trained on, I think, on human games. But later versions, well, and even that version then, after it got the basic idea, I think it then played itself. Later versions simply played itself, so sometimes different versions of itself. And so it basically discovered, by playing itself, it discovered rules and ways of playing that people had never thought of. And this is one of the, I guess one of the strengths of current AI. This reinforcement learning and this idea of playing yourself. When I say it played itself, this is on a computer in simulation. It's not moving things around on a board or anything. So it's able to play millions or even billions of games, way more than a person can play in a lifetime. And therefore it has the opportunity to discover techniques for winning that people probably don't have. Because it basically, it starts leapfrogging itself. It's always up against itself. And if it makes some sort of weird random move, then it might find a way of counteracting that move. And these are things that people just might not think of and might never do in their lifetime.